Hello again. So, my name's Thomas and I am the lead coach of TS Health and Fitness. What I wanted to do is, I want to pull you up to date so you understand where I'm at, and then everything else will make more sense, because I will do full days of eating, I will do training days, I will do weekends, eating meals off plan. My door's like ticking and slamming. Bear with me 1 second. I'm back. So, yeah, what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to like sum up everything that I do on a daily basis, just in numbers. Honestly, I won't always be with this white wall behind me. The sun was coming in pretty bright, so I've had to close the blinds as well. I hope the colouring's alright. I do just want to kind of get you like up to pace. I want you to understand for what I'm doing, and this is completely personal to me, the amount I have to put in to achieve what I want to achieve, or at least present a physique at this competition that doesn't, I wouldn't feel embarrassed, but I'm also quite competitive. I'm pretty sure you'll come to discover that I don't want to look out of place up there. So this morning I woke up and I was a little bit lighter than I've been for a little while, and I was down to 87.2 kilos, I believe. I'd have to convert that for you into stone. I think it's maybe just over 13.5 stone. Again, someone will correct me, I'm sure. You can probably see as well from that last one, I'm a little less scruffier. However, the mustache hasn't gone. I put the wrong clipper head on my razor, and I was just wanting to trim like the beard down, but it's taking it right down to stubble. Lisa hates it, so I probably won't have it for very long. But we'll try and keep it. We'll try and keep it. So yeah, I want to just kind of give you a summary of where all my numbers are at, we'll say. So I'm at the minute 87.2. I'm between 87 and 88 kilos. I am training 5 days of the week. My training at the minute is chest and arms, or chest and triceps, lower, so like a leg session, rest. Then it's a pull session or a back. So again, I can go more into training another time. Then it's a chest and arms again, and then finally I've got like a posterior day. So that's just like my complete back. Again, this is designed, my training and nutrition is done by Vaughn Wilson, my coach. And this is completely designed for me to ensure that I'm in the shape and have the physique that's required for men's physique. And I will do a video explaining men's physique and bodybuilding shows soon, but I probably know as much as you do. I don't really know much about it. I'm kind of just jumping in to make it a bit more challenging, so I push myself a little bit harder. But I will find out soon. I know there's posing, I know I get, and I've done a bit of posing, and again, hopefully I'll be able to do some posing with my posing coach, Steph and Andy. I've not seen them for a while. If they do watch this, I hope you guys are well. I will be in touch soon, I promise. I do need to touch up on my posing. And I know I also get judged. But everything else other than that, that's all I know with regards to bodybuilding. So I will try and delve into that myself, find out a bit more, and then I will give you guys a bit of an insight, because I'm sure the majority of the people watching this will be either friends and family, and the majority of my friends and family aren't really into bodybuilding. So we're going to find out about it together. Yeah, so that's training. I will go into a bit more detail with training in another video, maybe sat like this, maybe a bit more informative. I train to failure, so I try and go as hard as I can every session. Some people agree with that. Some people prefer the reps in reserve, RIR. Some people prefer RPE, perceived exertion, rate of perceived exertion. But that's not important. What you need to be able to do is you need to be able to do some sort of progressive overload, and what that means is, they say this is week 1, next week needs to try and be there either through doing more reps, sets, or weight. The next week would be up there, more sets, reps, and weight. And over time, you need to just progressively overload it, so get more and more volume. I like training to failure. It allows me to go in even if I feel shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. If I don't feel good, and I will still be able to push to the point where I can't actually do any more that day, and it saves me having to think too much. I like it. A lot of the guys that train with VW Physique, they also do it. There's plenty of research for a million different methodologies, and like sets and reps and rep ranges, and like how intense to train whatever it is, you've just got to train hard, and you've just got to try and do a little bit more somehow over time, and that's how you're going to grow muscle. And that's how I train. I also do use cuffs, bands, a lot of the new sciencey stuff. Some people agree with it, some people don't. And again, I will go into more detail in another video of that. At the minute, I'm doing between 8 and 10,000. It's supposed to be 10,000 steps every day. Today I've done 3,400 so far. I will be going out for a walk with Lisa. It's a beautiful night tonight. It's Thursday, so we'll be out and wandering around town. You'll probably have drove past us laughing and joking, and either boxing or wrestling or something. That being daft, you know. That's purely just to keep my activity and some sort of physical fitness. At the minute, I'm not doing any cardio. I wrote cardio on and scored it off. That's because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push my body weight up just now. Again, I'll go into that a bit more on food when I touch on food. But the aim just now is for me to gain as much tissue, as much muscle as I possibly can without getting too fat just now. The last bulk, when I got to 91.8, I think was the heaviest I got on the scales, it was a bit more aggressive and we did push a bit harder, and I think the care for body fat was a lot lower and it wasn't that big of an issue. Whereas this time, because I am going to be dieting, if I push up to something like that again, that could add 4 to 6 weeks onto my dieting phase come mid-May, June time. So we'll be trying to stay relatively lean. I did upload a video not that long ago. If I know how to, if I can figure out how to, I'll put up what my physique currently looks like just now in the video. If not, sorry, I'll link that post in the description. Yeah, so the goal is to not gain too much body fat, but still push muscle and body weight up. So steps are still in, and they're still quite high, not massively high. It's just purely to keep me a little bit fit, look after the heart, because health is always at the forefront of this. Sleep, I'm trying to get 8 to 9 hours every night. For me, I'm pretty boring. Clients will know this. I go to bed. I'm normally in my bed just after 8, and I was before setting my alarm and getting up at 5, but now I'm kind of giving myself, I can kind of sleep as long as I want, but I'm normally waking up between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. So again, that's 8.5, 9 hours every night. Stress, so for me to manage stress just now, if Vaughn watches this, he'll definitely back me up. I'm a very stressy person. I work a lot, I'm on my phone a lot, I think loads. You'll definitely be able to tell that from these videos. My mind shoots all over the place all the time. I've always been a bit of an anxious person, but that's something else that we can touch on another time. So what I do to manage my stress is I try to wind down every night. I come off my phone 1.5 to 2 hours before I'm going to go to my bed. I do guided breathing in the morning, or some sort of like meditation where I'll maybe just sit and focus on my breathing. I think that is guided breathing. I think they're maybe the same thing, guided breathing meditation. And I also journal. Stress is a massive killer for progress for people. With regards cortisol, the hormone that is released in your body when you're stressed, that does inhibit a lot of processes for gaining muscle, losing fat, feeling alright, going to sleep. What it does is your body prioritizes staying alive over these other things that you find important, but your body doesn't give a crap about. If you imagine way back when we were cavemen, if a saber-toothed tiger came after us, your body's going to get this release, it's going to get out of there. But what would happen is you would get away from it, and then stress would come down, that hormone would go away. The only thing that was important when that saber-toothed tiger came along though was staying alive, so that's where that all comes from. It's the fight or flight hormone, you could say. And again, I have to try and reduce mine. We've monitored mine now for, I think it'll be 2 years soon that I've been with Vaughn. We've taken my heart rate, we've just verbalized how I felt, and I'm pretty stressed all the time. I know I seem, maybe I do seem pretty stressed. Maybe me chatting so much or so fast does make me seem stressed. But they're things that I look after: training, steps, sleep, and stress. And then the one that everybody cares about, I'll go into food now. So my food's split into 3 different days. I've got a lower day, an upper day, and then a non-training day. My lower day is my highest, it's 3,230, but that's still 600-700 calories shy of where I was just before Christmas time. I was up at like 3,800. I think it got just shy of 4,000 for a little while. But mine's just split into macronutrients, which are carbs, fat, and protein. And on a lower day with a 3,200 calories, it's split into 225 grams of protein, 425 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat. Carbohydrates aren't bad, and you can see I'm eating a lot of them. Carbs are usually like the main energy source for the body. Some people like them, some people don't. Some people like different diets. For the style of training that I do, it's very beneficial to have that glycogen and that energy to just instantly use when I'm training. Fats are for my hormones, and again for palatability. I don't know if that's actually a word, I might have made that up, but it's to make foods taste nice. So at the minute, I'm not eating the healthiest of foods. However, health is still at the forefront. Like, I'm still trying to be as healthy as I can. But for me, just now, priority, closely after health. So health's always priority. The next thing after that, though, is getting those calories in, because I do need to grow. So the fats can help make foods taste nicer. Added fat to things. So things like, at the minute, I'm eating a couple Pop-Tarts. Again, we can go more into food on a day's eating, and I'll do that soon. Upper training, because it's not as demanding on my body, and again I mentioned I train to failure, I go as hard as I possibly can. My legs can take a lot more load than any other part of my body, so it's a bit more stressful, there's a bit more effort in there. So the calories are about 200 less, and I'm still on 225 grams of protein, 375 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat still. The protein again is to help repair after training, and that is pretty high, but again, the demand and the desire for me to grow just now is so high that going over a little bit, it's just to cover bases so that we don't miss it. If we undershoot that and then say I don't digest it well sometime, I'm just going to miss out on some of the benefits from it. Again, these numbers are all completely specific to me. This isn't like a one size fits all. And then finally on non-training days where the energy expenditure from my body, I'm not training that day, it's down at 2,740. And again, it's still 225 grams of protein, 325 grams of carbs, and then 70 grams of fat. Every week I do get a meal off plan as well. And I'm sure I'll show you that. I'll show you how I eat over the weekend sometime. I think that'd be quite interesting for people to see how I deal with being a bodybuilder and having fitness goals over the weekend. Sometimes I do go a bit off. Sometimes the weekend, again, I slip into it's the weekend, I'm just going to take a bit of time off, or my meal off plan, I'll maybe like slip it the next morning. But I'll show you how I work that. And that is the benefit of understanding calories and macronutrients. You can be a bit more flexible. Again, my goal is to gain muscle, to create a physique that is or fits into a category within a bodybuilding competition. My physique is going to be judged. Everything that I'm doing is for what I'm currently working towards. This isn't essential for you, and it's not day-to-day normal healthy living. It's very extreme. I've pushed my body to the extremities of both ends of dieting. I've dieted down to get as lean as I possibly could, and this year I'm going to diet to get even leaner, hopefully. And I've pushed up to being what felt very uncomfortable up at that 91.8 kilograms. For me, for my frame, to have that much body fat, it was pretty tough. I could hear myself breathing quite heavy. You might even notice just now, and I'm only at like 88 kilos. It does kind of take its toll on you. That's kind of where we're at. I'm trying to quickly think just now if there's anything else that I wanted to speak about or touch on. I don't know if you care. I'm a personal trainer. Just now I'm online coaching with people. My check-in days work out as Monday I check in with clients, Wednesday and Fridays are check-in days. Tuesday and Thursday are like content days, so I try and either record videos like this, or in the group chats that I've got for my clients, I try and put in YouTube videos on content. It's just about either general health or a common question that I've been asked that week. For example, like the flexible dieting thing, how to accumulate an amount of calories through multiple different ways, either eating a single meal, a bunch of meals, however. And I try and do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I also try to, I'm just looking about, I've got to-do lists everywhere around here. I've got a whiteboard over there, and then a bunch of notes over there. And what I do is I just kind of work through my notes and my to-do lists on Tuesday, Thursday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I try and take off, but I do still reply to clients. And again, that's pretty much my life. Again, I'll do a full day and I'll do a training day so you can see how I eat, when I eat, how I get to spend time with Lisa still while fitting all of this into my life. I'll hopefully talk a lot more about like the mindset and how I feel about it all, because it is, like anybody starting something new, it's a little bit daunting. Even though I've been doing it for, this will be, at the end of this year, it'll be 3 years I've been doing like bodybuilding or physique specific training and nutrition. Normally the stuff I've done is performance related. But I'll explain how I feel over time, because just now competition feels like it's so long away that I'm not that nervous. However, I know it's coming now, it's in this year. I know there is a bit of pressure on me to try and get a bit bigger. I don't recommend doing this, and I've even said not to do this, but there's people that have popped up on Instagram and social medias that I potentially could be competing against, and they are already like 10 kilos heavier than me and as lean. So they're going to make me look a lot smaller on stage, but like I've said, this is about me doing my best to look a certain way and be in the best shape I've ever been. It is me against me. The whole series is going to be regular to ripped, scored out, regular but lean, because as you'll see, I will be like this. I maybe won't be as animated and happy in 6-7 months time, but you'll see I'm still going to be the same person. If you have any questions, just ask them. I'm more than happy to answer. If there's anything that I've touched on here that I maybe skimmed over or shot off, I'm sorry, I am a total scatterbrain. But I will answer any questions at all. I'm going to try and do these weekly, and I'll probably publish them on Sundays. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope this is some sort of help, and I hope you have some sort of clarity of what I'm doing health and fitness wise at the minute.